Hey everyone, so I think I'm gonna be pretty rusty on today's haul video because I have not done a haul in this chair for an entire month. So to catch you up, for the month of June, I was in Europe. I took some time off. It was wonderful. I did, of course, do sourcing while I was there. So I have so much stuff to show you guys. And this is a little teaser. I have stuff piled all around this room, of course, because, you know, I left the country with a beautiful, clean office, and then I came back to a disaster because, you know, I have so many things. So anyways, I thought I would leave a little teaser on this edge. I was gonna clear it off and act like, you know, nothing has happened. And then I was like, wait a minute, they might wanna see a little teaser of some of the stuff that I picked up. So this is a smattering of what I have in my studio space right now. It is a complete disaster. Got a lot of art, needle points, brass, figurines, you name it. It was a great trip for family and all the fun stuff we did, which I'll talk about, you know, in the videos that are coming your way soon. And then also great for, you know, sourcing, because all the old stuff is in Europe, you guys. That is where all the good old stuff is. So I thought it would be nice to myself and kind of ease back into videos recording. I actually like woke up like day 2 of jet lag and thought, ooh, should I go to Goodwill and do like my 5 stores, you know, in one day? And I'm like, no, that's what a crazy person would do. You can just ease into it. So I just have a haul of stuff to show you today. So there's a little bit of like footage I'm going to show you as I kind of talk about where I got all the stuff that I'm going to show you. Mostly this is going to be a good old-fashioned vintage haul. The day I actually left to go to Europe, I did some sourcing. I know that sounds like what a crazy person would do, but the PDX Estate Marketplace, which you guys have heard me talk about many times, I was a vendor this past May there. It only happens once a month, and it happened to happen on the day that I was leaving. That was the first day of that month's sale. And from the pictures, there was amazing stuff, and there was a particular estate that I knew that was coming in and being processed because it was so large, it took them like weeks to go through everything. I knew that a lot of the pieces that I had seen were going to be dropped that weekend, and so I was like, oh, can I fit it in? So I tried so hard. I packed everything for our trip away for a month, and then the morning that we were leaving to go on our flight, because we're flying out in the evening, so when you're on the West Coast, usually you go to Europe in the evening. That's just when the flights are. And so I was like, oh, I have a few hours. I'll just go to this market. So I did. I got up early and I went to the market, and I dropped quite a lot of money while I was there. I came home to a few boxes of inventory that I was like, oh God, I had forgotten about. I'm like, I need to process this. So I thought this is a great way to get started. So I am going to show you all the stuff that I got at the marketplace. The next sale is actually coming up. It's the second weekend in July because, you know, the 4th of July. If there's a holiday, they usually will bump it out. So it looks really good. So I'm going to be shopping that. It's also the same weekend as the Rose City Vintage Market. Another market I'm planning to go to. So there's a lot of really good shopping events in Portland coming up. I mean, the summer is always full of really great stuff. So I'm going to show you all the pieces that I got at the PDX Estate Marketplace, the June sale, many of which are going to be available for you guys on Etsy. So we're going to kick things off with one of the items that literally stopped me dead in my tracks. And I have a feeling I know who this may go to because they collect wood boxes. And this one is so very good. So because I went day 1, the pricing is a little bit higher. Day 2, everything is 50% off. But knowing how much good wood boxes can go for, I will pay up for things that I think are truly special. And this guy, I mean, look at this. Look at the feet. Look at the carvings. It is a phenomenal box. I deeply want to keep it. But I'm also looking at all the stuff I just brought back from Europe that's over here that you guys can't see. And I'm like, no, you need to. You're in the business of selling stuff, like I always say in every video. So this will be available on Etsy. It was say slap it open. It was $18. So like I said, I paid up for it, but you just don't find boxes like this. And if I were to have found this in Europe, I would have paid, gosh, I would have paid 25 euros, 25 pounds for it or more, just knowing how special it was. So I figure, you know, I can pay for 18 bucks in my own currency, don't have to bring it home. I mean, that's a steal, right? Because there's no exchange rate on this because it's, you know, I bought it here. So that was my thought when I was buying a lot of this stuff. I'm like, I'm getting a discount knowing I was going to be going to Europe and having to pay up because the exchange rate right now, not in our favor. at the moment. It's worse than when I was there in the fall, which was a bummer. So moving on to another wood item that I picked up. I also got this seashell tray. This is only $8. You know, is this valuable? Not particularly, but seashell things are really popular right now. We're heading into summer season and people are gonna be entertaining more. And I don't pick up a lot of like monkey pod stuff, but I really like the seashell. And so that's why I got it. So this is probably gonna go to my booth because they're not like super valuable. And let me tell you, my booth needs some help. I just showed you guys what tiny Brambles looked like. It looked amazing. And of course I was gone for a month and it was decimated. I sold, you know, great amount of stuff. So I need to restock. So this is gonna be there. A few of the things are actually going to be going straight to my booth because I have holes to fill, major holes to fill after being gone a month. So speaking of stuff that will probably go straight to my booth are these strange weirdos. I don't know what possessed me, but I was just like, yeah, I think I have to get these guys. They were 15 a piece, so 30 for the pair. Bookends do well. I have not looked them up to know kind of what they're about, but I just thought they were so strange and unique and sculptural. They're also really, really heavy. And I think I don't know if they're plaster or actually cement. I don't even know. I don't know. You guys know I love the weird and the wonderful. This one with its hood on, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes when you buy something you forget about it and you look at it again, you're like, why did I get this? But also, he's kind of neat because I've never seen it before. So I'm wondering if this is like, is this Beethoven? Maybe Beethoven? I don't know. So anyways, I probably won't list these online because I could do like a whole workout routine video for you guys with these. So I think I'm gonna take these these strange dudes straight to my booth to avoid having to ship them. Now, if you guys are desperate for them because you're like, you know what, these weirdos were the missing piece of my decor. They will tie it all together. I must have them. Then just let me know and we can see how much shipping would be to where you live. But yeah, they are so strange. So weird, but I just had to get them. So I did get a few pieces of art, which art, you guys know, is my favorite thing. My favorite thing to ever find. And this piece really stopped me in my tracks because of the pink. You never see like fluorescent pink like this. And I'm sorry that the skylight light is coming in. Summer filming in my studio space is really, really tricky with the lighting. So anyways, I will try to, so if you see like that's why that is doing that. So anyways, this I thought was awesome. It was $18. I fell in love with the fact that obviously it's a still life and the fact that it has all of these pink details, which are so unique. I want to keep it. I'm going to make it available. I thought about bringing this to my booth as well because it's just art on board, but I think I'm going to list it on Etsy first, see how it does. And then if it doesn't sell, then I will take it to my booth. So I really was excited about this piece. I also got this piece here too. This is 15. Now this is actually painted on board, which is great. So it's a little bit more sturdy. And I just love the fact that has this like deep black background and then the orange just pops so much. That sale that weekend had some of the most amazing art. And if I had known that I was going to Europe in a few hours, I probably would have bought more pieces. But when I go to Europe, that's when I find a large volume of art just because there's just so much old art there that they're just like, ugh. You know, whatever. And to like an American like me who doesn't see old art that often, you know, I just buy everything I can get my hands on at the price point I want. So if I didn't have so much art that I knew I was getting, I probably would have bought more pieces. And if I would have been there for day 2, you would better believe I would have bought more, especially at half off if anything was still available. So this will be on Etsy. I thought it was just a really cool, like minimalist, eye-catching piece. And I love that it's on board because it makes it that much sturdier. So thought that was a great piece. And then this one, I really want to keep for me. And I actually bought it with the intention of me keeping it because the price is $38. So that's not quite a flippable price. And so I'm most likely going to keep this because if I were to sell it, I'd have to bump it up quite a bit. Not that it's not worth more than $38 because it is very like I don't know if you can tell on screen, but it's definitely like textural and more 3D. And it's mid-century. Well, actually, no, sorry. Oh Oh yeah, it is. I'm thinking, oh, 1980. No, that's 33 of 80. So it's a numbered piece of art and signed. And so it is a really high quality piece. The framing and matting is very good and it's really good condition. And it's just like this awesome mid-century piece. Oh, mom's calling. Mom's calling. I feel like anytime I film, she knows and she will call. And usually I have my phone on vibrate, but today I forgot. So yes, Mama, sorry, I am filming. So this piece I'm probably gonna keep for me because it's just so good. And my house, as you guys know, is very much a 70s home. And so a piece like this would look great in that, like, you know, wood paneling and all that stuff that I have going on in this space. That will probably be for me. But the rest of the stuff, I don't think I'm gonna keep anything else. I think the rest of the stuff is for you guys. So at the sale, I was so excited to pick up a few bells because you guys know bells are a bestseller. I have a few buyers that like them, one buyer in particular who wants them all because they collect them. And I was just so excited to actually get 4 at that sale. So the big ones, the claw bells, these ones were $8 each, which is a great price because they're worth a lot more. And then this is like your classic Indian brass etched bell. And then this one I thought was really cool because of the cage on top. And so this guy was $8 and this guy was only $3. So sizes like this can sell between $18 and $24. I'm not joking. So that's how much you can mark these up. They're definitely one of my best sellers. Not because I have a few people that collect them. I had no other resellers that buy and sell them at that price point. And if you were to do some like comping on Etsy and stuff, you would see that they actually do go for a lot, which is great. And so I was very excited that they actually had them at the sale because I don't always see, you know, brass bells out and about. I usually buy them in bulk if I can find them because sometimes people will have a whole bunch and then I can buy them in bulk and then sell them that way. But yeah, I was super excited that that sale actually had 4 bells. So you guys know I'm always on the hunt for turned wood candlestick holders. And this pair I thought was really, really lovely because they have a lot of detail, but are also very minimalist. And they were $8 each, so it was $16 for the pair. So I would say I paid a little up for them, but they're worth, you know, a lot more than that. I'm probably going to not put these in a set because they just are so nice. And I'm gonna try to sell them as a pair. And so they'll start out online and then I'll bring them to my booth if they don't sell, but they feel really good. They're so soft. They're so soft. They're just really nice. You know, they're not super worn. They're felted on the bottom. I just thought they were really great. And you know, I don't see them that often. So anytime I can find them, at least like under 20, I usually pick them up. So this haul is actually really exciting for me because it's been a month since I saw this stuff because I brought it home and then went to the airport. So this stone box, this was $12. I thought it was awesome because of all the different stone that was part of, like that made up the pattern. I thought it was really great. Stone pieces, stone boxes, stone containers. Very popular, especially right now because of decor styles. And this one I thought was really great. It was $12, which this is one of the first things I saw when I went to that sale. And I was like, ooh, this is gonna definitely be a good sale if stuff like this is here. So I was really excited to find this. This sale had a lot of great mid-century pieces because the estate that I was most excited about shopping that they brought in was the estate of former dealers that actually moved. And so that was the estate. And I loved their taste and their style. And they were amazing pickers. That's why I was really like hell bent on going to that sale because I knew what would be in that sale. And so the Italian pottery that was there was really good. There were some Potosi's, there were some really standout pieces. I was just like, oh, if Laura wasn't away doing her trips, you know, Laura Caldwell, I was like, oh, I think she would have really liked that sale because there were so many good Italian pieces. I did snag this vase. It's 18, it's marked Italy on the bottom. I don't think it's a Potosi. I don't know much about Potosi in terms of identifying. I mean, sometimes I can spot it, but for pieces like this, I'm like, I don't think it is. I think it's just a mid-century style. But honestly, it doesn't really matter because Italian pottery, especially mid-century Italian pottery, has a buyer. They're collectible anyways, whether they're a Potosi or not. Just Potosi is just one of the names that people are most familiar with. But 18 bucks was a great price for this. And I just loved the colors and the shape. It's really, really good. So I was so excited about this. There's a lot of great mid-century stuff that that I did not buy because the price points were just, you know, too high for me. In order to kind of flip, if stuff was there day 2 and I was able to go, I definitely would have bought it. I was really excited though to find all of the Korac. I never know how to say it. Is it Korac? Is it Korac? Pieces. So you guys have seen me pick these up when I can. And there's the sticker in case you're not familiar, and that's what they're called. Anyways, they're very collectible. They're all black, like I feel like a melamine type of plastic, and they all have these fun patterns. I have never seen like the mushrooms really in real life. So I have 3 mushroom plates, and then I have these cool dudes. And then I have the bowls that I have an owl, a mushroom, and a frog, which I've never seen either. So anytime I find these out in the wild, usually I'm finding trays and sometimes the plates, not like this style square plate. Usually they're like the round plates. I usually pick them up if they're inexpensive because they can sell for quite a lot of money. So the trays, even if they get marked up, because these do get marked up over time, especially if the person who owned them ever used them, like the melamine or whatever this material is gets scratched, some of the pattern gets worn away, and it doesn't seem to matter. Even if they're pretty marked up, people still want to buy them. And every single one of them that I have put in my booth, because I usually take these to my booth because I feel like they're just fun and eye-catching, you know, they always sell. So I'm a big fan of these. There's always someone out there that seems to want them. So, you know, pick them up when you see them, especially if they're reasonable. Now, I paid up for these. I think I've done such a high that I came across so many that I kind of lost my mind. And I paid up. So all of these were $12 a piece, which I know a lot of you would be like, that is bananas, Andi, to pick them up for $12 a piece. And you wouldn't be wrong, because I think to flip these, I probably can sell them for like $24. And after, like, you know, rent slash the store's cut, you know, in my booth, I'm not making that much money. And maybe if I sold them as a set online, I might be able to make maybe a little more. I don't know. I don't like have regrets picking them up because I'm really excited by them, but I'm also like, it probably wasn't the best flip. And that happens sometimes. Sometimes you buy certain pieces because, one, you came across them for the first time. You're just really excited to like finally have it in your possession. And sometimes you just want some standout pieces that are a particular style that you want to entice people to come into your booth, or give off this air like, oh yeah, I know where to find these, you know, although I paid up too much for them probably. But, you know, I have, you know, my booth has all these and a large percentage of these types of items. So anyways, sometimes we do stuff just for the clout, I guess you could say. I don't know. I don't know if any of you guys ever do that, but there's certain things that you just want in your booth or in your shop just because it just signals to people that you have cool stuff. So I feel like this is that for me. Now, one of my friends is doing a market and she wants to do like a whole like Korac or Korac or however you say it. She wants to do like a whole like vignette. And so some of these may go to her too. So I'm just like, she's like, how much can we flip them for? I'm like, not a lot. Not a lot. But if you're filling out a whole display of these ones, especially like the mushrooms and the owls and the ones that people really love, I'm like, that would be really fun, because some of these patterns that they did were kind of like, why would you have done that pattern? But the ones that I picked up were part of the reason why I'm really excited. So probably enough on these plates, right? Enough on these plates. Let's move on to something else. So another mid-century thing I'm always on the hunt for are anything copper enamel. And this was $8, and it's a fish. Because mid-century copper enamel pieces can sell for a lot. I very rarely find them. When I was in Palm Springs with my friends earlier this year, they were everywhere. And that was the largest percentage of copper enamel pieces that I saw. Of course, because this would be something that was very popular in Palm Springs. And they were all very expensive. Like, you know, you pay up for them. $8 for this actually is a good price. And, you know, it's a fish, so I love it. So I thought it was great, really excited about this piece. So when I saw it, I had to have it. Now this next piece, it's just a weird one. It's a weird one. And I just couldn't say no to it. So it's actually a brass picture frame. So you put your picture in here and it sits like this. And so technically I say a picture or a postcard. It can be also for a postcard. And I don't know, I just thought it was a fascinating way to display a photo. It's just really sculptural and interesting and weird. And so this was $18, so not super cheap, but I thought for what it was, I thought it was amazing, amazing piece. And so I grabbed it. I was just like, you know what? I've never seen you before. You're really, really good. And so this postcard, I think it's on the back, it says something, France. I think it's from France. Oh no, I messed it up. I don't really know how this sucker works entirely. This will be available on Etsy, but I just thought it was a really cool mid-century piece. So I had to get it. And you guys know me in anything brass. Okay, so we're down to the final few things. This is another piece of pottery that I picked up that I just fell in love with. It was $15. I just thought it was great. It's just an amazing piece. It has some artist markings on the bottom, but I just love the colors because there's greens, there's kind of like the blues, the terracotta, and I'm a big stoneware pottery fan. That's probably my favorite type of clay is stoneware. It's just so textural and interesting, and the way that the glaze lays on it is just so unique to me every single time. So this is a great piece. It's very lightweight, very good quality piece. Whoever made this was a pro, like a pro, because it's a really cool piece. I also picked up this giant timekeeper. What is every time I talk about one of these, it's like I forget what they're called. Anyways, forgive my brain right now. But these are great for styling. I love them anytime I find them, even the teeny tiny ones. So I'll find the teeny tiny ones that were, you know, in a game. Obviously they probably came in a board game. As long as they're wood, people really like them because, you know, they're just that type of thing that looks great on a shelf. So this guy was $12. It's wood. It feels very mid-century. It reminds me of one I think my grandma had growing up. And so this will be available. I mean, I'm always a little bit nervous to ship these because of the glass, and this is usually pretty, you know, thin, but I feel like I could make an exception with this piece if I really padded, you know, the crap out of it, and I think then it would probably survive. But yeah, I was really excited to find one like this big. I found one for myself last year that was myrtle wood, and I just, every day that I look at it, because it's on the shelves in my bedroom, and I wake up and I see that piece, I'm like, oh, I really like you. It's just, I don't know. It's just one of those pieces that always looks great, like I said, on a shelf, so I had to get it. So the final piece is so cute to me. When I saw it, I was like, you're just the cutest little butcher block I have ever seen. And look at those teeny tiny feet. So I thought it was great. It's teak. It comes with a matching little like cleaver thing for cheese, and it actually has like an indent here to where it nests. And I just thought it was like super great. I thought it was absolutely adorable. It's in really good shape considering people probably used it for entertaining. It was $15, which I thought was a good fair price. It's very solid. I love the color. I actually bought it because I'm like, ooh, maybe when I entertain one day, which of course we all know probably won't happen because I just can't seem to get my act together to do it. I was like, oh, this would be so cute to put like, you know, some sort of fun cheese with some flowers, edible flowers and fruit on it, and that would be such a moment. And that's what I had envisioned when I bought it, but to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to be entertaining like that still for a while, so I'll probably let this go. But it's just so sweet. Now, the one thing I just don't know how it works. Now, this is taped together, but if it's not taped together, oh, it does. Oh, it has a magnet. Okay, good. I was just like, does it actually like set on its own? And it does. I was worried that the tape was not just like keeping the two parts together, also was, you know, it wouldn't be on its own without the tape, but it does. Ah, makes me love it even more. So yeah, that piece, I'm going to probably put it up on Etsy, even though I really want to keep it. There's a lot of stuff in this haul I wanted to keep, as you guys saw, because it's just really good stuff. That's one thing about the PDX Estate Marketplace. They choose the best estates to bring in to sell, and because of that, you just get some of the most amazing pieces. You're not wading through junk that you would typically see at an estate sale. You're seeing the really good stuff. It's also curated and displayed nicely, and that's why I always really like shopping those sales, and I always find some really good stuff. So that is all the stuff that I got from that market. So the final three things I wanted to show you are actually for me, and this was the sweetest thing to come home to. So I touched down in Portland and got an email notification saying that I had received a package to my P.O. box, and it was these three adorable Kashi dolls for my collection. So Michelle, thank you so much again for sending these to me and for thinking of me for these, because I have never seen these styles before. I mean, there's certain Kashi dolls, you see it over and over again, but it's these ones that you don't see very often at all. And these ones are the truly special ones because they're just so unique, and look at how cute their little faces are. I just adore them. I could just explode over how cute these are. So thank you, Michelle, so much for the thoughtful gesture of sending these to me. They're just adorable. I will cherish these as part of my collection. My son was just like, he nearly exploded as well. He loves, you know, when I build out my collections, he thinks they're interesting, and he's very excited by the little scenes that were depicted, and I just thought they were great. Kashi dolls, there's just so much variety. That's why I love collecting them so much, is they're just, I feel like with my Russian nesting doll collection, there's a lot of variety in the painting, but there's not a lot of variety in like the subject matter. It's usually mostly, you know, the little girls, and they're all the same shape, you know, because they have to nest. With Kakashis, there's just so much personality in them, and that's why I adore them so much. So yeah, thank you again, Michelle, so much for sending these to me. Okay, so that is my haul. So thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna be getting back to a lot of thrift with me, source with me videos very, very soon. As soon as I can get my butt to Goodwill, you guys will have a standard, good old-fashioned Goodwill thrift with me. I'm kind of itching to go myself, of course. It's been like a month, and that's the longest I've gone without going to Goodwill, and I feel like I need to get there. I need to get there. But I thought I would just at least cut my teeth and get back into the groove just doing this haul, and also knowing how good the stuff is. I need to make room for all the other stuff I brought, so I'm like, I gotta get this stuff out of my house. It's gotta sell. It's gotta go to the booth. It's gotta go online. So thank you so much for watching today, and I have so many great videos coming up that I can't wait to show you. Take care.